Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. 3 things Jerry Jones said at NFL League meetings. The 32 NFL team owners met at the Four Seasons Hotel in Las Colinas on Wednesday afternoon as many topics including the hip drop tackle, the tush push and approving SoFi Stadium for the 2027 Super Bowl were all discussed. In addition, the NFL confirmed that it will play its first ever game in South America next season in São Paulo, Brazil. While Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones wasn't leaning towards being one of the 2 participating teams in the event, he did give a preferred international destination if the Cowboys were to give up a home game. Here are 3 more things Jerry Jones said on Wednesday following the meetings. The owners approved the 2027 Super Bowl for the Los Angeles Rams and SoFi Stadium as the Cowboys will go at least 17 years in between hosting Super Bowls after hosting the 2010 edition between the Packers and Steelers. While Jones did say that AT&T Stadium was in the mix, he also stated that the requirements to host were not fit at this time for the organization. "We want to fit it in when it works for us," Jones said. "Sometimes the criteria that go along with it are just more than what we want to do. There was a time when you had to play some home games in some other countries to get a Super Bowl. We just decided to sit out that year. I'm using that more as an example, but it just doesn't fit for us right now." Even though AT&T Stadium wasn't seriously considered for the 2027 big game, Jones did say that they were involved in the process. "The Rams deserved it," he said. "It's a fantastic entertainment capital for the world. From that standpoint, the bar is so high to get one that you got to go. You can have conflicts. You can have aspirations for a little thing called soccer, things like that. I'm totally satisfied with it and not a bit disappointed." Speculation has generated about if the problems that Dallas had the last time AT&T Stadium hosted a Super Bowl, a generational ice storm the week of and a mishap in the upper concourse that didn't allow fans in a specific section, are preventing the area from hosting another. "It is not at all," Jones said. "The issues that were involved because of the weather won't be involved again. Television would tell you that it was one of the finest presenting Super Bowls they've ever had. I know that at the time, it was certainly the best economic Super Bowl the league ever had." Despite an MVP caliber run for Dak Prescott in 2023, Jones is not worried about the price going up for his franchise quarterback with contract extension talks presumably looming in the offseason. "I don't," Jones said about an increasing price tag. "That function has a lot of things to think about, but that's not one to think about. Just like I didn't spend any time thinking about what his price tag would be if he didn't play well. Even though it might affect the team's cap hit down the line, Jones is just as excited about Dak Prescott as the rest of Cowboys fans. I just want him to be a part of having the team to be a Super Bowl quarterback," he said. "The idea of him not being our quarterback hasn't crossed my mind. I'm here like everybody else wanting him to be the most valuable player in the NFL. We're trying to win the Super Bowl and we have a better chance at winning it with him at quarterback playing at that level." In addition to Prescott, Jones and the Cowboys will have a busy offseason with looming extension talks with CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and more. "There are 7 guys out there who should be the highest paid at their position," he said. "We have to fit a square peg in a round hole when the time comes." Jerry Jones offers major update on Cowboys' Dak Prescott extension. Dak Prescott has played the Dallas Cowboys into the NFC East lead, inserting himself into the forefront of the MVP conversation, and it sounds like he will be rewarded handsomely this offseason for doing so. Prescott will enter the final year of his current contract in 2024 while counting $59 million against the cap, which is a ripe environment for a new contract to keep him in a Cowboys uniform for the foreseeable future. That is exactly what owner Jerry Jones has in mind. "I've never thought that we wouldn't be making a contract," Jones said to the Dallas Morning News in December 12 story. "I think that's the best way for me to say it. The idea of doing it or not doing it has not been on the table from my perspective period at any time here." Jones told the Morning News that a Prescott extension is inevitable. Still, there is a built-in deadline for Prescott and the Cowboys to come to terms on a new deal. Prescott is due a $5 million roster bonus on the 5th day of the new league year, in March, so it would make sense for the Cowboys to try to have a new contract signed by then. However, it is undoubtable that Prescott's price tag went up this season because of both his strong season and the contracts that have been signed by Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert, and because of Joe Burrow's deal with the Cincinnati Bengals making him the highest paid quarterback at $55 million. After knocking off the Eagles in prime time, Prescott has passed for 3,505 yards with 28 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions this season. "Don't pay any attention to the discussion of waiting too long," Jones said on his radio show on 105.3 The Fan. "It's meaningless. The only thing that is factual here is what I decide and what we decide as a team and what Dak decides. We know exactly where we are on the contract, years left on the contract. And we should be, and are, about as close on that type of communication. The timing on it remains to be seen." Despite intermittent speculation that the Cowboys could look to move on from head coach Mike McCarthy, perhaps even replacing him with defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, that doesn't seem to be the direction Jones is heading. "He's the busiest man in Dallas, Texas," Jones said of McCarthy on his weekly radio appearance on 105.3 The Fan. "If you're gonna call M, you gotta install M. He's not only our coach but also our offensive play caller. That makes for some cumbersome, long weeks. But he's done an outstanding job. I don't know when we've played better against a quality opponent since Mike's been here than we did against the Eagles." Under McCarthy's direction, the Cowboys have won 5 in a row and 7 of their last 8 games. It doesn't sound as though McCarthy is any longer on the hot seat, even after some disappointing postseason finishes in recent years. Eagles Jason Kelce gets honest on blowout loss to Cowboys. The Philadelphia Eagles suffered a rough 33-13 blowout loss on the road against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football, and center Jason Kelce spoke on the loss with his brother Travis Kelce on the New Heights podcast presented by Wave Sports Plus Entertainment. "Obviously we didn't score a touchdown offensively, moved the ball decently at times, but it's the second week in a row of losing in embarrassing fashion and it's frustrating," Jason Kelce said on New Heights. "It's very, very frustrating. We gotta be better. We gotta get better. We gotta be more consistent. We gotta take care of the football. 3 turnovers. We gotta score touchdowns. It's been a frustrating couple of weeks here these last 2 games. The beautiful thing about this game is though, you get a chance to go back out there again next week and show on tape who you are and who you can be. Everybody's just gotta take a long look in the mirror, continue to work at it. Continue to know that we got the guys necessary to get it done." The Eagles are currently in second place in the NFC East due to the Cowboys having the tiebreaker over them. Both teams are 10-3 at the moment, so it could go down to the wire when it comes to deciding the division. The Eagles will look to rebound on the road against the Seattle Seahawks this week, before playing the New York Giants twice and the Arizona Cardinals in the final 3 games of the regular season. And you fan, what do you think of the Jason Kelce situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.